Good morning. It is day 49 on trail. It was not day 49 yesterday. It's just before 7:30 and we're just setting off from camp. Overcast day today. It's not too hot, but I think it's probably going to heat up quite a lot again. We've had a run of quite warm weather. Going past Trent's Grocery, which was our other potential stop-off point. It's in just under 9 kilometers away, and then I keep going on towards Pearisburg. Probably aim for another 20 miles or so today, which will line us up pretty well to go into Pearisburg tomorrow before lunch and spend some time there, do a shower and some laundry and things like that before heading back onto the trail. Needless to say, I'm not going to spontaneously start pulling all my clothing off. So I'm just leaving the Wapiti shelter after having lunch. Walked I think 22 kilometers this morning, 13.5 miles before 12:30, which is pretty good mileage, but at the same time the trail's been really easy, flat smooth walking, so I barely feel the need to even look at my feet right now, which is pretty cool. I've left Raiden having a nap at the shelter. He's gonna catch me up. We're going up a big hill next, and I'm not that quick uphill, so I'm sure he'll catch me before I get to the top. Not entirely sure where we're going tonight. Once again, campsites and water are a little bit weirdly spaced. The last water I'm going to see in a while is coming up, and it's going to be another 9 miles before the next water. But that next water's at a shelter. Not particularly keen sleeping in the shelter, and it sounds like there's limited tenting spots around that shelter, so might not be able to do that either, but I think we'll just have to wait and see what's going on when we get there. So we just reached the 1,000-kilometer mark. There was no writing on the side of the trail. I had to make that sign myself. Pretty stoked to have walked that far. I'm half expecting that we might come across something else. I think 1,000 wasn't marked when I was on the PCT, but I think 2,000 was, so you never know. But really I wouldn't be surprised if the next person who walks past just kicks it apart, destroys it. So it's just before 6 p.m. and we've just finished setting up camp. We're about 1 kilometre beyond the previous shelter, and we've set up in like a tiny little campsite in a rhododendron grove. So it's nice and pretty. I don't know how far we ended up walking today, maybe 35 or 36 kilometres, about 23 miles I think. I'll figure that out later on when I settle down for the night. In the meantime, like last night, there's a lot of bugs around. I think this is the new trend at the moment. So probably just be a case of getting into the tent and staying there for the rest of the night. There's no water source here, so we picked up some water at the last shelter, which will get us through tonight and then on tomorrow morning until we get to another water source. We've only got about 12 k's to go tomorrow to get to Pearisburg. So it should be a nice easy morning walk and then a resupply and shower and things like that, which will be great. Good morning. It is day 50 on trail and we are just setting up from camp. It's about 20 past 7 and we've only got about 12 k's in order to get, no we don't, we have 14 k's to get to the road crossing to head into Pearisburg, where among other things there is an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet, which is pretty exciting. Looks like it's going to be pretty easy walking this morning. A gentle uphill for now and then a nice big downhill into town. Does unfortunately mean that there's a nice big uphill out of town when we leave. We've just hit the road crossing that leads us into Pearisburg. It's about 0.8 miles from here into town, so we're just walking the road at the moment, but we're hoping that maybe we can get a hitchhike as well. We'll see how it goes. We have a room in Pearisburg, we have showered, we're clean-ish, and we're going to get the all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet. I can't wait. So I said I'd do an update for you guys about what sort of food I'm eating at the moment on trail when I do my next resupply. So I'm in the town of Pearisburg now, and I've just done a resupply for the next 3 days. I've got it here all packed up, ready to go, but I thought I'd go through it and show you guys what I've got going on at the moment. So this is kind of how I pack my food up. This bag here on the right is everything I plan on eating during the day tomorrow. And then this bag here is food that will go in my bag and will get eaten over the next 2 days. So here's all the snack food I'm going to eat tomorrow. I have a bag of goldfish crackers, some Cheetos and some combos, meat stick and cheese stick, Starburst brand jelly beans, an oatmeal square, a lemon granola bar or muesli bar, chocolate mint protein bar, and then some fruit snacks which pretty much just have vitamin C in them. So this is what I'll end up eating during the day tomorrow, and then I'll have separate food set aside for dinner as well. So this is what just came out of that blue bag. In this big bag here I have more snack food for the next 2 days. It's pretty much just more of what I showed you before. A few different muesli slash granola bars and some Muddy Buddies. I also have some M&Ms in there as well. So pretty much exactly the same stuff. This bag here is, I have some vitamins and drink mix and things and dinners. And this bag here is just a bag full of spare bags, which I keep with me because you have to buy them in such big quantities and I hate having to hike box them every time. The storage bags which I'm using for these 2 bags are OPSACs. These are odor-proof bags for storing food in, and so I keep all my food sealed up in OPSACs all the time, which just helps as a deterrent from what we call mini bears, being the mice, squirrels and chipmunks and things like that, and from bears smelling it as well. So this is the contents of that dinner bag. I have a couple of dinners here. These 2 here are pasta, and this one here is just couscous, so 3 days food, 3 dinners. I also have some True Lemon like lemonade drink mix. I also carry lemon lime electrolyte mix, but I keep this in my fanny pack so it's easily accessible when I'm grabbing food all the time. This here is just a little pile of salt and pepper sachets, which I picked up at a fast food restaurant somewhere. Up here I have some multivitamins and iron supplements, which I take every day just to make sure I stay healthy on trail. And then I have a little tiny jar here of Marmite. Marmite is a bread spread from back home. It has about 12 calories per serving, so it's really not a good food as far as a hiker food goes, but it's delicious and I was raised on it and I love eating it, and so I'm carrying some at the moment, which I mainly eat in town rather than actually on the trail. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little insight into what I'm eating on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't look like much. I certainly know that other people on the trail around me, including Raiden, are eating quite a lot more than me, but this is enough certainly to keep me happy and feeling full. And every resupply I do, I pick up a little bit more food, so I am eating more and more and more as we start walking bigger miles and I get used to walking a little bit. People talk a lot about hiker hunger, which is where hikers are starving all the time, really want food, craving calories, and that's something I've never really experienced on this trail or on other long trails I've walked in the past, which I guess is convenient for me because I really don't feel that constant need to eat. It also means that it keeps my food bill a little bit lower. Yeah, so what I'm carrying at the moment is definitely enough for me right now, and I'm sure that that amount will increase as the trail goes on.